Good day to you. Lamentations 3:26. I want to read it today. It truly pays to wait on the Lord in every area of our lives. 3:26 of Lamentations. It said, "It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord." Amen. I just want to encourage you on today to wait. It pays to wait on God. It pays to move in silence. It pays to not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. It pays to stay in the will of God. It pays to stay in alignment with what God has for your life. A lot of times we think we have this thing figured out. A lot of times we feel like we got it all together. A lot of times we've made decisions. I can speak for me. I can't speak for you. But I made decisions in the past that have drastically affected my life. A lot of times it's not simply because the enemy is just coming against us. It's the choices that we make. See, understand this. When you were created, God gave you free will. He gave you free will to choose. You can choose to live for God or you can choose not to. This is why the Bible declares to choose this day whom you're going to serve. You're going to serve God or you're going to serve mammon. You can't serve both God and the enemy at the same time. You can't serve God and mammon at the same time. We've got to choose. This is not about money, but watch this. It's important for you to seek God for the will of God for every area of your life. Be sensitive to the Spirit of God. There comes a time where we got to grow up. We got to stop falling for the okie doke. Paul said, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child. He said, but when I became a man, I put away those childish things. It's time to grow up in the Spirit. It's time to stop being tossed to and fro, carried about with every wind of doctrine. It's time to stop allowing the enemy to throw us about. We're so drained. A lot of time, listen to me, saints of God, you're drained a lot of times because the decisions that you're making are not proper decisions. You're not making decisions that are beneficial for you as a child of God. A lot of times in the flesh, we get tired of waiting. You might be waiting on a healing today and you get tired of waiting. Let God touch your body. Let God bless you. Let God place in your life what you need. He will supply your needs, not your greeds. And I am not one that will stand. I believe in divine healing. But watch this. I don't believe that every time we say God divinely heals us, that God has failed us if he don't heal us. Anybody that teaches anything different, the enemy will come trying to tell you that your faith is weak or anything like that. God gives divine healing. I believe in the power and the healing power of the Lord. But there are times where you may go through in your body. There's going to be times, amen, where a lot of times we've got to use common sense to say, hey, I'm going to believe God, but I'm going to do some things also to benefit myself. I may have to change a few things that I'm eating because everything that God created and designed this body to do, it will do, including bring healing to itself. But I can't keep eating the things that's making me sick and saying that I'm trusting God. We're saying we're waiting on the Lord, but how many of us are truly waiting on God? How many of us are not telling everybody and speaking our vision into everybody because not everybody can receive what God is doing on the inside of you? Wait on God for your spouse. Wait on God for that job. Wait on God to move on your children. I know it looks bleak right now, but keep on keeping on. Wait on God to give you that touch. Wait on God to give you that direction. Listen for him. Stay in alignment. A lot of times we get out of alignment with God. Stay in alignment with God. Stay in the will of God. Stay in the face of God. Stay listening. It's not in the loudness. It's that still small voice a lot of times. Wait, hope, listen, believe, expect great things. Because at any time, God can turn it all around. They that wait, you be encouraged in the Lord Jesus. Know that you are loved and know that God cares and knows that when you wait, He's going to show up right on time. God bless you. This is Evangelist Starks. Have a wonderful day.